Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are looking at set 8096 Emperor Palpatine Shuttle. This set had 590 pieces and I think retail for about £60 maybe. I haven't checked, but of course you guys can. Is this set worth your money in today's money? No, I don't think so. I picked this set up from eBay for £25. Unfortunately though, came without figures. I do have sort of substitutions for some of them, but yeah, for £25, I think that's a pretty good deal. Came with the box and everything. But yeah, should you spend what, like £200 brand new box for the set? Spoiler alert, I guess. I don't think so. As much as I like the set, I don't think so. I don't think it's a must-have. I can recreate scenes with it for episode 3, which is nice. But yeah, it's not necessary to a collection, but it's a cool set nonetheless. Now, today we'll be taking a look at the set. But first off, let's take a look at the box art. Now, the box art is the box art from 2010 to 2011. I'm not sure which year this released out of the two. I'm going to guess 2011. But yeah, just pretty good box art. You have the shuttle flying over Mustafar, which is pretty nice. It's got that ashy, fiery look. But one thing I don't get about the box art is, as you can see there, the cannons are firing off the green laser bolts, and it's firing at something. But what is it firing at? There are no enemy, like there's no enemy here on Mustafar. It wouldn't be Padme's ship because Anakin wouldn't like that. So yeah, there's a bit of confusion there. I guess it's to like sell more things, make it look exciting, make it look like it's an action, it's in a battle. But yeah, it's a bit weird. Got the feature of transformation highlighted there, with medical droid, Anakin, and Darth Sidious looking over. Got the 4 figures there highlighted, and some bit of info there. Now here are the 4 figures again highlighted: Emperor Palpatine with his lightsaber, Anakin Skywalker, clone pilot, and the 2 1B medical droid. Here's a look at the back. Got 3 sets here, showed off. Now I do actually have the General Grievous Starfighter. If you want to see that reviewed, just let me know in the comments. I don't have the box though, so the thumbnail wouldn't be the greatest. But yeah, just let me know if you want to see that reviewed. Another 2010 set. Have the slave one there, which I do not have, and the clone turbo tank, which I do not have. There's the sort of transformation feature there, sort of the steps to it, which is pretty nice. I got the landing kit play feature and the cockpit play feature. Now, again, another thing I don't get about the box art, obviously it's on like a landing platform on Mustafar with the whole set opened up, and you have your figures down here. But this, to me, when I saw this first on the eBay listing, it looked a bit funny to me. Just a clone pilot carrying Anakin, screaming and wailing, while like Palpatine and medical droid just like look at each other, a bit weird. But that just shows how lacking the figure section is in this set, which we'll get to later. But now let's get to the set. Here we have Emperor Palpatine Shuttle. A pretty good model. As I said in the intro, don't worry yourself about getting this set. Do I see Lego remaking this? No. Because it just wouldn't sell well, or it wouldn't be that interesting. Let's take a look at the wings here first. Got a bit of white markings here, a bit of white markings there. I'm sure that is not accurate, but I'll have to check later. And as you can hear by the creaks, the wings do fold down, and you get a pretty interesting design there. Got a few white accents there, which is pretty interesting, and another random dark tan piece there. It does sort of break up the colour scheme. I do have white, dark red, and dark tan, which does break up the grey colour scheme, make the set unique compared to other sets that are completely grey in the Star Wars theme. Now, a unique thing about this shuttle and its wings is the sort of slits here. It's very unique, and it is accurate to the model in universe. I had a look at a picture earlier, and yeah, it's very accurate. Here we have these sort of pointed pieces on the wings here. They are accurate again. They look good, and they give sort of an aggressive look. Now we're going to get to the cockpit. Each wing is identical. We'll just fold it down for now. Now actually I did have a pretty cool stand for this, which would let the wings fold out all the way. But as I was fidgeting with the set halfway through a review, it broke, so I won't be using that. And that brings me to another topic in this video. I thought I could make a series on this channel dedicated to bloopers, because there are quite a few funny, in quotes, things that happen on this series on this channel. Like this, I completely broke. Yeah, let me know if you want to see that. Could be interesting. And yeah. But anyway, let's get on to the review. Yeah, the cockpit here, transparent piece here. You can see the clone pilot very clearly there. And the stickers here, which don't age the greatest. They don't look the greatest in my opinion. They do sort of add to the shape of the thing in the universe. But I feel like they could use a different piece, a cockpit piece. Maybe they should have made a special mold for it, but I'm just not sure. This to me doesn't look the greatest. Doesn't look right, in my opinion. Your transparent piece there to represent is like keep going forward. And the design of this cockpit area, like that head, sort of reminds me of like, it looks like it's got chubby cheeks. That's just me, or maybe. But yeah. You can open the cockpit up and you can see your clone pilot in there. Now this is the version from the V-Wing set, which I reviewed on the channel. It is supposed to have sort of light blue arms and legs, but I'm sure you can imagine they're on there. I did actually have those pieces on there, but for the V-Wing review I took them off and replaced them with the grey ones for the V-Wing, but I'm not replacing them back again. Now you do have this control panel here, which is pretty cool. Something you don't see too much nowadays. It sort of looks like the trench run, but I'm sure it's not. I don't think this sticker is exclusive. I think it appeared in like Navi Starfighter or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And yeah, there's your control panel. Sort of a spacious interior, well not really, but it's a pretty big cockpit there. I feel like it could have, if it really tried to, it could have fit two figures in there. But even if it did, like who would you fit in there? It wouldn't be Palpatine, because well, it could be. But I'm just not sure who you would fit in there if it had two seats. But yeah. Now, still looking at the outer shell of the model here. Yeah, these two identical cannons here in black on each side. They are built by Technic bins and pieces like that. It looks pretty good. We do active set, of course. And you have these things which you can actually pull back, which will relate to the opening up play feature, which we'll get to later on the set. Each side is symmetrical, just a bunch of ugly Technic stuff here. And this build actually is very Technic based, something I just noticed while building it. Was a good building experience, by the way. And yeah, just not the greatest look there, but I can look past it. Now at the back here, you have the actuators for your transformation scene, which we'll get to later. And you have these two sort of engine thrust things here. And they look, not only do they look really good, but they are also accurate. You can see them in episode 3 very clearly and very prominently. And yeah, looks really good. What doesn't look really good though is everything else on the backside. You've got these blue Technic pins here, which are not the greatest. You've got this white here and this dark tan, which doesn't look good at all. There's a bunch of studs open here, some Technic stuff, and just these poking out all the time. Not the greatest. But one thing about these Technic pins here in tan, I'm not sure why they use these 3x1 sized pieces here. They could have used the 2x1 size pieces here, the black ones which you see there. But it just makes it look even more ugly. and I'm not sure why they use those pieces there. Seems like a mistake. Yeah, it's confusing and bad. What is really cool though is you have this rear-facing turret here, or gun. It can move left, right, and yeah, this module here can move left and right, and so can this bottom bit here. It looks pretty good. No flip-fire missiles or stud shooters on the set, which is good for some, bad for some who wouldn't play in the set. But trust me, there's a play feature in the set, which we'll get to now. On the back here, you have this thing which you can pull back on. And on the front here, as I mentioned earlier, you have these two things which you can pull back on. There you go. You can lift over the cockpit belly. Pull that one back again. And basically you can just tear off the whole thing. And there you are. Access to the interior. I'm not sure. This is very different to the Imperial shuttle over there, because that one, all you had to do was press a little thing at the front and the whole thing would hold back. But with this one, you actually had to take off these two things at the front and you had to tear the whole thing off. This piece here, by the way, doesn't stay. Like it barely does, but it's held in by Technic, like barely. So it will fall out if you like move it around. So it doesn't stay on, which is quite weird in my opinion. But here's the interior. Here, this section here, we have two seats in these sort of lower areas here. I'm not a big fan of these seats, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I like their inclusion, but just I'm not sure, because you can fit Palpatine in there, but his cape will get scrunched up and his head is right next to there, and this looks a bit wrong. You could have the seats facing that way, but then like the arms will get caught in this mechanism here. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. Not the biggest fan of that. And you have these two lightsaber holders here. One for, yeah, you have two lightsaber holders here, which are very useful for storing lightsabers. Now one thing about actually never mind, I'll get to the figures later. But yeah, these two seats are very weird in my opinion. Got a bit of standing space here, which you can fit in every Palpatine, and medical droid. I don't have the medical droid. I do have the Dark 10 version from the Sandcrawler, but I can't find that one, of course, for the life of me, for this review. But just imagine he's there. Yeah, you only get one medical droid for this whole chamber sequence thing, which had a bunch. Sort of inaccurate there. But the thing you've all been waiting for, the transformation, let's hope it works. All you have to do is press on these things here, which you saw taken out earlier, and it should. There you go. It attaches the helmet to Anakin and lifts him up dramatically, like he does in the movie. It's quite a bit faster. Now, why I said I hope this works is because normally what happens is either helmet just gets flung across the room, or this whole thing, this whole apparatus just breaks off because it's only attached by 4 studs. The play feature isn't the greatest, but I really like it. It's quite cool and unique. This figure isn't correct. I'm using the Darth Vader figure here. It is supposed to be the burnt Anakin, but yeah, doesn't always work. Let's try and get him to fling off. So here we are. There you go. It doesn't work all the time, as I just shown there, but it's a cool play feature nonetheless. And yeah. Now, a huge downside to this set, in my opinion, is the seating and spacing. You have Darth Sidious here looking over like he does in the movie, and you want to leave him there, right? Well, if you try and attach the cockpit area here, it just bumps onto his head. I'm not sure if you can see that there, but I tried to stick it on and it just hits his head, which is quite annoying. As you can see, it just doesn't go on right. His head gets in the way, and even when sitting down, I'm pretty sure. Let's just see here. Yeah, that's such a downside to the set. You can't even have a figure sitting down in the stud area here. You have to have their cape bunkered up in that corner over there in that seat. What a shame. You can't even have the figure standing up in the set without having the roof on. So you just have to have them lying down there, which is quite disappointing. But anyway, that just about does the build for the set. We still have one more play feature actually, and then we'll get to the figures. But I'll just flip the whole set here. That's what the underside looks. That's what the underside looks like. Not too bad, to be honest. Kind of nice. The red pieces there aren't the greatest. There's two landing skids here, which are unique because they're built upside down and they use tiles, which is pretty cool. It just looks kind of out of place though. They look like something you see in the snow, like skids. They can fold them away, and yep. But either way, pretty good play feature. I like the landing gear. Would have been a shame if they didn't include it. Now speaking of shame, I feel like they could have included a boarding ramp or landing ramp. I'm pretty sure you do see that in the movie. I'm not sure how they could have done that. I feel like, actually no, I feel like it'd be quite easy. Not every shuttle set has a boarding ramp, which in my opinion is quite kind of sad. But yeah. Overall, I don't mind the set. It has got a few flaws, like can't even fit a figure standing in there. And yeah. I think if you pay £60 for this at the time, you wouldn't be too happy, to be honest. But let's go to the figures. So, as I said, I don't have the figures because I bought it for £25. And with these reviews, you won't always see the figures because, you know, would you rather have the set reviewed without figures or have the set not reviewed at all? The reason I buy these sets is because they're cheap and they're pretty cool. Now, the Emperor Palpatine here, it's actually kind of wrong. First off, we all remember Palpatine having a gold lightsaber. He got a silver one here. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. He's got two of them, so it's twice the wrongness. He's got gloves there, which he did not have in the movie. I specifically remember the set where the scene where he's carrying Anakin in that pod after they landed on that landing pad, and he's got his hands out with no gloves. That's wrong again. Palpatine could have done a bit of work, but I won't complain. Anakin Skywalker looks pretty good, looks pretty tattered. Got burnt eyebrows, makes him look ginger. And just a few like scars, maybe blood marks, which is a bit gruesome for kids. Speaking of gruesome for kids, why are his arms and legs still here? His arms and legs got cut off by Obi-Wan. So a bit of an inaccuracy there, but if they did that, it'd be kind of outrageous. Clone pilot here, standard, can't complain. Could use printing on the legs, but hey. The 2-1B medical droid, it's not bad. I do like the inclusion, it definitely fits. But I feel like we could have got one more medical droid, and maybe that sort of like cylindrical one, like the red eyes and like all the arms. Just missing one more droid, maybe, to fill out the theme. That there looks a bit, feels like it's missing a droid, or could have been better with a droid. Now, speaking of could have been better, the whole set in general, I think it's pretty good, actually. The one thing holding it down, though, the figures. The figures aren't bad, don't get me wrong. But it's the fact they didn't include anything like a shock trooper or anything like that. If the set had a shock trooper in it, or two, it'd be pretty good. I think it would be really good, have almost no flaws, you know, 9 or 8 out of 10. But because the set didn't include a shock trooper, and there's no reason why they shouldn't have, like 4 figures for like £60 at the time, not the greatest. But I think the shock trooper they would have used in the set would have been the original one from 2005, which in my opinion, they are my favourite, just because I didn't grow up with them, I have no nostalgia with them, and also just because they don't look the most accurate in my opinion. I prefer the 2014 one, which isn't this one, but yeah, I prefer those ones. Even if they were my least favourite clone variant in this set, I think it would have been a good inclusion and no complaints there, apart from Darth Sidious. But yeah, just without the Shock Trooper, not the greatest set. And I mean that literally, it's not the greatest set ever. I don't think this model could have ever been the greatest set, even if it had like 9 figures or like a big UCS model, great price. I don't think it would have been the best set ever, just because the model in the universe isn't that interesting to people. But overall, I think 8 out of 10 or 7.5. I think I'm comfortable at a 7.5, 7.8. Let's go with that. Let me know what you guys think about the set in the comments. Do you like it? Do you have it? And what was your experience with it? Because my experience with it is, I know this video is running a bit long. My experience with it is actually, this is one of the sets I've had before. I took it apart just because I wanted to build something new out of the pieces. I did that when I was younger, just like got a set, and like a few days later, or like months later, I destroyed it and tried to rebuild something else out of it, just because I had cool pieces. I did fail at that, so now the pieces are just in my collection, and I completely forgot about that when I bought the set. So now technically I have 2 of these sets, which is interesting. But anyway, I think this set is 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. Like and subscribe for Captain Rex.